Guys, Marsengan here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we're going to do the burst mode Gotenks run for the time limit mission, as well as getting 6,000 points. I've done this one a little bit differently, so we're using Tech and STR. I've had to go for the 500 team cost because we're using quite a few LRs. But what I've done is I've taken off his ability to get damage reduction from the Tech and STR units, and I've given him a little bit of extra attack, right? So he has the 100% attack boost instead of the 75. Other than that, I've given him the extra HP, which I think I took off during the androids one. So he has all of his defenses. We also have the key -3 instead of key -1. That is kind of annoying, but a lot of the units on the team do work well together key-wise, or do have good like key links. The only way I could really get around this is by giving him like even more attack, which I don't really want to do. So we're going to jump in and do it like this. So this is the team that I'm using. We've got a lot of units that can stack. I brought this guy just to be like a slot 3 floater, essentially just because he's another unit that isn't an LR, because otherwise our team cost just gets above 500, and then we can't even use like any of the team cost parameters, which, you know, they give a pretty decent amount of points, and every single one of those that we'd have to make back up, we'd have to do by, you know, obviously making the boss more difficult, which we don't really want to do. So we're going to do this. Come on, give me a 2. There we go. Look at that. This will hopefully help us get around the key -3 at least a little bit, right? So the goal here will be to transform with the Tech Gogeta as late as possible. We also do want to try and make sure we are getting supers as much as possible, but I guess that's can't be helped on this turn. I mean, do you link well with you? Nope. Alright, well, I guess we'll do this, get our guaranteed stack, and then... yeah, very bad first turn. We got both the gods on the other rotation, which is kind of unfortunate, because they will be the linchpin. We won't transform them for like as long as possible, so they can keep stacking, and then obviously once they actually get transformed, they should be quite effective. Because annoyingly, this Goku, you want to use him in slot 3 as well, so having to have him like on rotation on this turn just so we can actually fix up the rotations is a little bit annoying, but you know, is what it is. Couldn't get enough key to get the guaranteed additional with the first gods here. We did get it with the ones in slot 3, which is ideal because they're going to get floated off, so obviously they're going to miss out on a couple of turns, but then we did get the hidden potential one anyway. So you can kind of see this makes a very big difference. I think this is important. Like, if you guys watched the androids run and how long that took, getting rid of those, like the enemy has 50% damage reduction from the typing units that you're using, like getting rid of that one definitely speeds up your ability to get through this, right? Also, this Goku is a support for other world warriors, which means he will be providing some support to the Tech Goku and Vegeta, who will eventually fuse. We'll try and fuse them as late as possible as well, because we only get the Scouter and damage reduction from the Tech Gogeta for 5 turns. So we want to try and make as much use out of that as we can, because obviously when we get to the int phase, we are going to have multiple units that have type disadvantage. So knowing where the super attacks are in those scenarios is obviously going to be very beneficial. So we need... oh god, like the key on this turn is so bad, because I mean, I guess I could put you in slot 1 because you don't need any key, because then I can do this, grab this for you, and then you only need 2, so we can do that. Because ideally I want to keep Tech Vegito Blue on rotation, because he will stack a lot slower depending on his RNG. I mean, obviously he could, you know, come out the gate swinging here and get like 4 supers on the first turn, but the STR Vegito Blue, I was going to say, has a habit of being more reliable for me, but he didn't get any additional 12 key supers, so that means we didn't actually get any permanent stacks. Because remember, with him, the 18 key super gives him more attack and defense, but only for 1 turn. But then getting the 18 key does give him that extra chance to get an additional super. But then if he doesn't get it, then you don't get any permanent stacks. So sometimes it is better to go for his 12 key super, but I don't know. I like to roll the dice on the RNG sometimes, but sometimes it doesn't pay off. And of course, because I talk smack about Tech Vegito Blue, it was the STR one that let me down, but Tech Vegito Blue just straight up 4 super attacks this turn, so... I mean, I guess he's picking up the slack here a little bit, so... Will he take double-digit damage from this? No, but 71k, that's fine. I mean, that's because we have given the enemy a little bit of extra attack here, but we are not going to transform, because we want to get some stacks. Then we'll do this, and then we'll do this. Because I know he does give... that Goku gives extra support based on the amount of rainbow orbs that you pick up. So, obviously on this rotation, he's only providing that support to himself and the Tech Gogeta. But, you know, every little bit helps. And like I said, he's only really on the team because if I'd brought another LR instead of him, then we would have had too high a team cost to be able to pick the 500 or less, because it includes the friend as well. And obviously we're running a friend LR Gods who also cost 77. So, I mean, some of the best units on this category are are LRs. Now, you could do the STR and AGL parameter instead, but you get less points. You could use units like the AGL Gogeta that transforms into blue. He has a fusion leader skill, so you could use that for the lead. There's that AGL Gotenks that usually for Super Battle Road, right, does the AoEs, but he greatly raises defense on each of his supers, and he does have a built-in additional as well, so he is pretty strong. What's going to be the best? How much do you get from 4 key? Only puts you up to 18. Because I can't really drop these in any other way. Because, I mean, I would ideally like to get 18 key for you, but it's a shame these tech orbs are so separated here. But especially because, man, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta getting really hurt by this -3 key. So, I mean, I guess we'll do this because we at least get the permanent stack, right? And then we can do this. That did actually connect those rainbow orbs, which I wasn't expecting. So that means the gods actually do get enough key to get their guaranteed additional, which is good. I suppose there's a possibility that because we're now not suffering from the damage reduction, I mean, we could potentially kill him before the end of the rotation, depending how much damage the gods do. But, I mean, I guess they would potentially have to, like, triple super here. But we are going to get the guaranteed additional. So, I mean, it's already looking pretty good. Who knows? Maybe if they don't kill him, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta will just do an additional into a super. That would be nice. Oh, look at this. There's the triple. Is it enough? Because they didn't crit on the second one. So, is this going to be enough here? Come on, bring it home. Oh, let's go. Let's go. Tech gods. Okay. Alright, so it's Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks time. Oh, this is a perfect opportunity, actually, to fuse so we can see the Scouter effect in play. He's supering immediately in slot 1. Well, I mean, I guess the only thing I can really do... Yeah, I guess the only thing I actually can really do here then is transform and then get these rainbow orbs, right, and hope that they dodge. But man, that is super awkward. That is really not what I wanted from this turn, but okay. And then there's not a great amount of key for Technology here, but okay. Alright, well, at least they got the dodge, right? That's what we needed, right? The Scouter effect coming in clutch, because I mean, I guess really, if the super wasn't going to be in slot 1, I would have probably taken the risk, I think, with the gods and just not transformed yet. But I mean, the thing is as well, now that they are transformed, like their 18 key super does an action break, they get tons of stats on super, so like they'll be able to tank really well after super attacking as well. And, you know, the fact that we can get triple supers out of them here is pretty good. So this run definitely going quicker than the Androids one. I feel like it makes such a huge difference not having that 50% damage reduction one. Maybe I should have redone the Androids one, but, you know, it is what it is. I think playing it safe is good, right? I said this in the Androids run. Not giving the enemy too much attack so they can't just one-shot you out of nowhere is quite good. But this run definitely going a lot quicker. But crit. See, unfortunately, that's the downside of having so many tech units against this Gotenks. But, you know, is what it is, I guess. Can we get a crit from... Actually, no. Are you effective against all types without doing your 18 key super? I'm actually not sure. Right, so the fact that we have a scouter in play means we know there's no super. So, do I let the gods... Yeah, I think we just let the gods stack here, to be honest. I mean, it's only going to be one, potentially, unless they do get an additional, but... Because, yeah, Vegito's taking double digits. This is obviously why having a scouter ability is so powerful, because just knowing that there's no super attack on this turn allows me to make that play. Because if we didn't have a scouter effect in play, I probably would have transformed the gods just for safety. But because we know they're not going to get super attacked, it means I don't have to worry about it. But again, not getting enough key means they don't get an additional. They weren't effective against all types. But I suppose the one thing to bear in mind here is that in Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks does have a lot more defense and damage reduction. If he de-transforms into base straight away, we will be able to take a huge advantage. So of course he doesn't. Because I think his base is physical as well, which means all of our STR units would be going crazy. So I guess we do this, right? And attempt to get the super counter. That feels like... Oh, man. Look how bad the key is on this turn, though. No rainbow orbs. No super. Jeez. What's their defense? 287. God, that's terrible. Well, what can I do, right, in this turn? Like, the key was so bad. I mean... I didn't really have a huge amount of options here, unfortunately. I mean, they do have some dodge built in, so, I mean... No, they went 3 for 3, okay. No additional from the hidden potential, but, I mean, I can't really complain. They did the best with what they had to work with on this turn, I guess. Right, come on, super counter. Hey, there we go. That black, like, flash, that's how you know. So, come on, give me a crit as well. No crit. There's a red flash if it's going to crit, but hey, we'll do a little bit of extra damage instead of taking damage. That's what we want to see. And then maybe Vegito Blue. This will be, now that you don't have type disadvantage, these are the turns where I need you to be dropping like 4 super attacks. I guess that is too much to ask, apparently. So I think, do we transform here? I think while we are able to do a bit more damage because he's in the Super Saiyan Gotenks form, I think we probably do go for the transform here. So get the 18 key so we can potentially get the additional supers. Go for this. See, the only downside is we are going to get the Dokkan attack during the Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks phase by the looks of it. I mean, there's no way I can avoid it for 2 turns. Even if I don't get it on the next turn, there's no way I can avoid it the turn after that. And as I've already said, like, the Int Gotenks has much more defense and damage reduction, so ideally you don't want to get the Dokkan attack against him because he's not going to take as much damage. Like, imagine if we'd got him to de-transform into base and then actually got the Dokkan attack here with, like, STR Vegito Blue. Then we would really be cooking. But, I mean, these guys are up to a 9.3 million now. So they're going to be doing a solid chunk of damage here. Yeah, 6.5. Then we get the additional. I mean, this is going by so much faster. So the thing is, you guys are going to see at the end of the run, it's not going to come up with the mission complete. Because unfortunately, I did record this run already using STR-LR Blue Gogeta instead of that Goku. And I didn't put on the team cost thing. So I did put on the 50% damage reduction. And not only did the run in total take like 35 minutes... But then I realised at the end that the mic hadn't been recording for like half the video. So, essentially, that was 35 minutes of my life completely wasted. And no one will ever get to see that footage because most of it is just silence. So, yeah, pretty annoying. Now, this is going to be a really tough turn here because if we don't counter the super, we die. And there's not enough key for Gogeta to actually super, which means that he's not going to get much defense on this turn. So this is going to be quite scary. And the super attack wasn't even the first attack of the that last bit, because if it was the first attack, I could have put the gods there, got the 18 key super with them, and then because they action break the first attack after they've done their 18 key super, it would have removed the super attack. But unfortunately, we're just not in a position to do that, so we really need Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta to counter the super here, because with him not super attacking as well, his defense is going to be incredibly low on this turn. So yeah, he needs to be dropping that super counter ASAP. Good damage from the Dokkan attack. We are getting through this Gotenks' HP quite nicely here. Obviously this Goku not the best when he's in slot 2, but definitely didn't want to put him in front of the super. Is he going to take damage from normals? Oh god, 100k. Well, if we don't counter the super, we are dead. Whew. Whew. That's what we love about the 70% chance to counter. So yeah, that was a bit spicy. And I guess, of course, the great thing there is because it was the turn where we did the Dokkan attack, we get the full heal straight afterwards. Now, I will save the God's active skill for when he's not Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, right? Because not only does he have the extra defenses, but he is in. So we'll save the actives for the next turn. If he de-transforms into base, I think we can kill him in those next 2 turns. But if he transforms into Super Saiyan, I guess it's going to largely depend on the RNG for additionals. Speaking of which, STR Vegito Blue coming in clutch with that extra 12 key, pushing them stacks up, and then look at that, there's the hidden potential one as well. This is the kind of RNG that we need here, right? Just keep building up this offensive and defensive power with all of these units. The gods, they get so much stats from their super attack effects that even if he was to super them and they didn't dodge, they wouldn't really take that much damage, especially after doing a double super here. And we do have the potential for the triple. I think, actually, how much key did I get with them? Yeah, I got enough to get the extra. Okay. So there's the third one. I think we are looking good for the potential finish in the next 2 turns, which makes this run considerably shorter than the Androids one, all thanks to the not having a ridiculous amount of damage reduction to the enemy. Any supers? Vegito Blue? No? Not even one? 4 normal attacks. Let's go. At least he didn't get supered. But, and we get Super Saiyan Gotenks, because of course we do. Alright, so now we can start using some active skills though. So we'll go ahead and fire this off. That's a lot of damage. We probably kill him on this turn actually, because look at all these rainbow orbs. That's a huge amount of dodge for them, and full 24 key, full 24 key for you, and then 4 rainbow orbs for you, which is giving Gogeta even more support. So yeah, okay, this is going to be GG this turn. Because Tech Gogeta should do a pretty nice amount of damage here as well. Not to mention the fact that the gods got their full 24 key. So they're going to do a pretty significant chunk of damage. So let me know what units you guys used down below in the comment section. Whilst it can be a long way of doing it, I do think having these stackers, giving the enemy tons of defense, like, it gives you a more sort of, I don't want to say guaranteed, because, you know, things can still go horribly wrong, but it gives you a more safer bet to actually get through and not just suddenly get one shot by a super in the final phase, right? Because even here, right, like, this super won't do that much damage to Gogeta. We'll probably still take damage, but yeah, 250k, which, I mean, that is not a small amount, but we have 670k HP on the team. So as long as no one on the rotation is taking any more than that, and then everyone else tanks normals for double digits, then yeah, we're all good. And we can finish him off with the other active skill. So yeah, there you go. That worked out quite nicely. Let's do that. Get the 10 million crit with the blue Gogeta active skill. And there you go. So that was the time limit mission. 6,000 points. Definitely much, much better to do it this way with the taking off the damage reduction. Because, man, that Android's run was incredibly long. Shout out to anyone that actually watched that entire video. I appreciate you. But I'm sure at the same time you guys appreciate the fact that this video is like a good 10 minutes shorter than that one. So, yeah, taking off the damage reduction is definitely a good way of doing it. So But yeah, you can see, obviously, like I said, it's already done, but the time limit mission completed. So let me know what team you guys use down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.